Bot Builder back for another video, and today it's another episode of Robot Instructions, episode 4 in fact. Now today's Robot Instructions, it's a robot that I've seen a couple of people request, like Razor1905 and Ertors I believe requested, as to how I built my Spectre. And well, I'm going to show you in this video, just in little instruction panels. So there they are. Here are the instructions. So we'll just go through these as quickly as possible. There's a lot of little parts on Spectre, but it's a pretty easy robot to make. But you've got to treat it like 4 robots. And the first robot is the base. Is sort of this little bit right here. So just for like the main body, for the base slash top, you need 6 centimeters by 8 centimeters. You need 2 of those. For the sides, you also need 2 of those, 6 centimeters by 1.5 centimeters. And for the front and back, you need 8 centimeters by 1.5 centimeters. Now, I should stress, don't bother trying to get screenshots of these. I know that a couple of people have tried. Just don't. There's no point. Just listen to my instructions very carefully. So yeah, so that's sort of the main body. Let's run through it again. 6 centimeters by 8 centimeters rectangle times by 2 for that and that. Side 6 centimeters by 1.5, and you need 2 of those for that and that. And the front and back 8 centimeters by 1.5 centimeters for that and that. So now we're going to move on to the wedge. Now the wedge is going to be quite interesting. So the first part is sort of the little back piece for the wedge. You won't be able to see it, but it's basically the part on the wedge that's right here. It's basically optional, but the wedge is quite a complex design. Well, it's not really a complex design, but it just helps with overall durability of the wedge. There is a little back piece right here which is obscured, which you won't be able to see. But that is 6 centimeters by 1.5 centimeters, and that is somewhere around here. Now the bottom part of the wedge, this part, is 6 centimeters. 3 centimeters long, and 2.5 centimeters at the bottom. But to get that, well, you usually have to do 1.75 centimeters, mark a point there, then go 3 centimeters down, dot it, then do a 2.5 line, and that's how we get it all centered, nice and centered, basically. The next part are the wedge sides. These ones are quite simple, just a 3.5 centimeters by 1.5 centimeter triangle. I mean, you don't need to try and measure out the 4 centimeters. What I normally do with my triangles is that I draw the bottom and the top part. This only works with right-hand triangles, and I just join them up. So just do that for that. 1.5 centimeters at the top and 3.5 centimeters at the bottom. Join up the lines, and you got the wedge sides. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. Just do them twice, but inverted. Fucking camera being stupid at the minute. Sorry, I just swore. Pardon my language. Right. So next is the wedge top. So that is 6 centimeters. Right there. It's basically just a bigger version of this wedge, but just 3.5 centimeters longer. So just do what you did for the bottom part of the wedge, just make it longer. Basically. And the final part, the wedge lip, this is just, this gives Spectre its very low ground clearance, just 2.5 centimeters by 1.5 centimeters. You don't really need to double side it. It just makes the robot really low. Right, the next part is the bit I like to call the top bit. I don't actually know what it's called. Oh boy, I actually forgot to do one of the panel parts for this. Buggery. This is going to be difficult to explain. Right, so 4.5 centimeters by 4 centimeters. Join it up to get 5 centimeters. Do that twice, but flipped obviously for the top bit side parts. Then for the top bit back, you want 5 centimeters by 2.5 centimeters. Pretty simple rectangle. That's that bit. And the Shremek is 2.5 centimeters by 3.8. I did forget to do the front bit of the top bit though. That would be 2.5 centimeters by 4 centimeters. So just do that. I didn't write it down. I forgot. I'm sorry. Oh, I forgot to do the crusher bottom part as well. Oh boy. Let's just do the other part bit. So, we have two. So for the crusher sides, we want 2.5 centimeters by 6 centimeters. Join up the line to get 6.5 centimeters. Do that twice, obviously flipped. Then for the crusher back, it's just a 2.5 centimeter square. Then for the crusher top, it's 2.5 centimeters by 6 centimeters. And for the crusher bottom, which I didn't do, it's 2.5 centimeters by 6.5 centimeters. And just to add on the finishing touches, if you use some drawing pins for the crusher, that's how it's been able to puncture through many robots. I highly recommend using drawing pins for the crusher. They work really well. Or if you have anything sharper than drawing pins, I'd recommend use that as well. But anyway, yeah, that's Robot Instructions episode 4 on Spectre or Quantum or Spectrum, whatever you want to call it in your series. I hope this helps out. Sorry I missed out 2 of the panels, but I hope you did listen to them very well. And yeah, and if you do make it, I would love to see it in one of your videos. So if you do make it, please make a video showing it off. Yeah, and until then, the Bot Builder, out.